Alright guys, so check out how easy this template approach is. So I'm just going to have to put like a little piece right there on either side, but literally just adding that, and then I just have to cut off this little chunk here, that little chunk up on the corner, and then like the mirror image of this one down here over there. So honestly, this is not, I feel like not wasting a lot, and also just like really making efficient use of the material. Maybe it's going to be a pain in the butt to like get these to fit and for those to fit, but I think relatively speaking, this has seemed pretty painless so far. All right, so this is what my back end looks like so far. So I have a piece that is just fit right along the edge here, and then basically the way that the flooring is, there's a lot of these like little ridges and kind of like troughs between everything. So basically what I decided to do was that I would fill all the valleys with insulation, and then I would put liquid nail to solidify these pieces of wood framing here to support the plywood that's going to get put on top. So when you step on it, the weight is being borne by the wood framing and not compacting the insulation. So the really awful thing though about the Ford Transit Connect passenger version is because you have the seats that come down in the back here, they had to make room for all of these like places that it could latch down. So all of these little ridges make really, really funky different geometry changes in order to accommodate for those latching areas. And so this was just an absolute nightmare. The only one, literally the only one that I could just do cut straight was this middle one right here. All the other ones either had some change in shape, or they had, you can see here, there are just some regions where there's no ridge. So it goes from ridge to no ridge to ridge. And I didn't want to just place like a piece of wood here because I felt like that was really going to stress the wood. So what I did was I ended up measuring what's the difference between the trough and the valley, cut thinner pieces to go up, the mountain and the valley, a thinner piece to go up on top, thicker piece to go down in the valley, to then meet up with another thin piece. But as you can imagine, this was the most tedious job I've ever done. Thought this was going to be like an ingenious solution. I'm pretty proud of it now that it's done, but this took me, this in addition to cutting out all the insulation. Look at all these different sizes of insulation pieces that I had to cut. Each of these is its own little snowflake of uniqueness. And not only that, but I had to, okay, this is a really awful example. I had to like round off the corners so that it could sit, in that shape of the valley. So I have them all labeled here as to like the number of like where they're oriented, but like no two of these are the same. Like this one is like one of the wackiest ones. But basically I had to create all these different slices to then fit in to the framing back here. So once I liquid nail all of these down, I'm going to put all these, smash all the insulation in, and then put the plywood on top of it, screw the plywood then into the framing. Another thing that I decided to do was to really go all the way to the edge here. With my framing, I don't have it like screwed in or anything yet, but basically what I decided to do was I took out these, it's probably pretty dark, I should probably just do this in the daytime, but I took out the floor mats on the side, and then I just made these little legs under here to support the framing. So I can get the floor to come all the way out here, and then I'm actually going to create some little boxes of storage that my floor can actually extend all the way to the back of the seat. So I push my seat all the way back so that I don't like inhibit how much leg room and stuff we want in the front, but then I'm going to have the floor come all the way out here. I just have this one liquid nailed down here just to allow the framing to go a little bit easier, because then I could make sure that I was getting all the right dimensioning here. So the only one that's not yet the only one that is nailed, liquid nailed down is this. All of these are not nailed down yet. Oh wait, did I do this one? No, I didn't. So yeah, this has just been the most tedious thing ever, but I think it's gonna look beautiful. See this? See this ridiculousness? All these little geometries. Yeah, we're getting there.